2025 is approaching and I've gotten out of my phase of feeling like productivity doesn't work. So, how have I done that? Well, it's taken years of really just trial and error testing and understanding the foundations. And I'm going to talk about how I've done this. I feel like this is the right platform to be talking about this stuff. The podcast, Life is Our Reality Show, tends to go very deep on the mind frame and the many mind changes I have, the insights and kind of the experiences. Whereas this is going to go deep into the what works and how it works and kind of process of elimination to find the process of building. And we have to eliminate and deconstruct in order to build. So, what are the foundations in a good kind of planner that we can create? And I prefer digital. It's much more practical, especially for those of us who have different learning styles, different abilities, things like this. It's definitely possible to go paper, but I feel like in our lives when we're traveling and moving and coming and going and all this kind of stuff, it's just become a lot better to go digital and kind of have planners that integrate with our lives and we're able to adapt. So the foundations for me that have worked over the years are note-taking and calendar blocking to create a planner that's sustainable, to create a whole system. And I can't wait to see how Google Workspace will integrate in 2025. I'm kind of new to it and what I can integrate on the Google Calendar. One of the integrations that I'm considering is Reclaim.ai, where you can add some tasks or events on your calendar using this website, Reclaim.ai, and then have it kind of auto schedule and move around based on your schedule, and using your Google Calendar with your Google Tasks integrated, your emails integrated into your tasks, and all of that show up right on your calendar as with your documents, Google Docs, PDFs, all of that. So kind of creating a whole planner system is the foundation. Note-taking, though, is what it's going to start with, because we all have to capture information. We all have to take notes. We have to figure out what is that person's phone number? What is that link to the website? Do I need to save this website for later? What is the address or the information that I need? What do I need to remember? And so on. Maybe you're writing down your thoughts or your goals for the next year. I've definitely done that in Apple Notes. That's my foundation. Because in any good planner system, you really need to be able to sift through your own data, add information. That's what I've done. I went into my Apple Notes that my family and I have together, that we manage, that we collaborate, that we even create in. And I've been able to take some of those things and put them into my Google Calendar system, my tasks, everything like that. And so that's the first foundational principle. The second foundational principle is adding tasks to my Google Calendar is really where the content comes in. It's not going to be like 5-minute blocks, 2-minute blocks, 10-minute blocks, or even 30-minute blocks all the time. It's more about the tasks that I can check off that can be either all day or at certain times. I can even have projects saved as huge tasks broken down into subtasks in the different lists of life, and then add those when I have the date and time, or even just when I have a date set. I can add those and they will go in and come into the calendar for me where I can see them when I'm ready to execute on that level with notes and details and all kinds of stuff. And then as far as the daily focus is, instead of having a bunch of different blocks throughout the day, what I've decided is day theming. And that is, I might have some blocks for important time batching things throughout the day, sections of my day. I might have one for like running errands in the morning, and then one for work in the afternoon, for instance, because I can work kind of when I want to. It's not the kind of work that's that much pressure to work for anybody at a certain time. That's the kind of beauty of like working in tech for yourself and that kind of thing. So that's what I've been able to do, is have that sort of system in place that's very simple. If I have to have blocks For serious parts of my day, I will. If I'm day theming, to say what am I focused on, and then add tasks that I can easily track and check off, or pending for the next day or two, tasks that might take me all day into a couple of days that I can see are overdue, that I know they're overdue because it's natural that these big tasks are going to take, especially housework tasks, are going to take more than one day sometimes. The big, giant tasks of things that you got to catch up on is going to be something that is going to take longer. And so I have no problem with Google Tasks, pending, overdue, that can go into the next day that way, and then on the show up on the calendar once I picked a date that I'm going to do them. And I usually plan every day. I don't tend to plan throughout the week. If I can plan ahead in any given week, month, part of the year, I will. If I can plan ahead when it comes to maybe even within a month or two ahead, that's usually things that are related to where we're going or anything like that. Maybe some goals throughout the year that I want to worry about or hit that have to do with longer term plans and things like this, especially when, learning different things, learning different skills, or a project on the house, or a huge finance project or anything to that effect that might take a longer time. I can plan ahead, and I can add calendar blocks for sections of my day as I need to. But what I'm saying is, when you get into this planner phobia for the year and like wanting to get into the new year, it's really fun and exciting to test things out, but always remember to plan simply and start and grow from there, more complex.